Welcome back. So, if you're a sole proprietor, you already know that keeping your licenses up to date is literally the lifeblood of your business operations. But let's be honest for a second. Administrative tasks, they can sometimes feel like a total maze. Well, not today. In this explainer, we're going to completely demystify and master the license renewal process on the MER Connect system. I'm going to walk you through exactly what to click, what to upload, and most importantly, what to watch out for. That way, you can get back to doing what you do best, which is running your business. Okay, let's dive right into this. Here's our step-by-step roadmap for today. We'll quickly cover the MER dashboard overview, then initiating your renewal application, updating details and payments, completing your mandatory declarations, uploading your required documents, and finally, finalizing and submitting. Section 1, the MER dashboard overview. Let's get oriented with the system interface. Notice just how clean and centralized this interface really is. When you log into the MER Connect system as a sole proprietor, this is the main dashboard that greets you. Now, I want to draw your attention down to the section labeled Renewal Applications, right there in the middle of the screen. Think of this as your command center for keeping your business compliant. And hey, here's a massive pro tip right off the bat. You absolutely should initiate this renewal process within 120 days of your license expiring. Doing that ensures absolutely no disruptions to your day-to-day operations. Now, this illustrates one of my absolute favorite features of the whole system. On the left, we see the collapsed view. But when you click to expand that Renewal Applications widget, boom, look at the right side. It reveals these brilliant color-coded tracking blocks. You've got blue for new, green for submitted, dark green for approved, and so on. At a single glance, without digging through a dozen emails or clunky menus, you instantly know exactly where your application stands. It is visual organization at its absolute finest. Section 2, initiating your renewal application. Let's see how to actually start the process. Before we look at the actual screens, let's just prime your brain with the general flow. There are really only 5 macro actions you're about to execute. You're going to select your license, review your fees, make your declarations, attach your files, and hit submit. Keeping this predictable, highly logical sequence in mind makes navigating the software an absolute breeze. So, the crucial point is just knowing where to start. Once you're in the system, direct your attention to the top navigation bar and click on the Renewal Applications tab. Over on the far right, you are going to see a dark blue button clearly marked Renew Licenses. It even has a handy little star icon next to it. Just give that a click to kick the whole process off. Immediately, a pop-up appears. It conveniently lists your active licenses, complete with their expiry dates and trading names. Here, you're in total control. You simply check the boxes on the right-hand side for the specific licenses you actually need to renew. Once you've made your selections, you just hit that dark blue Renew button at the bottom. Simple, clear, and super efficient. Section 3, updating details and payments. Time to verify and pay. Okay, once you hit Renew, you are immediately taken to the General tab. Look closely at the right side of the screen here. Your business registration number, applicant name, and customer reference auto-populate for you. That saves you precious time. But right below that is where you need to input your payment data. Now, while online options absolutely do exist, notice how neatly the system is set up to capture a traditional EFT payment. You just select EFT from the dropdown, punch in your payment reference number, and then log the payment date using that little calendar icon. Let's look a little closer at that exact same screen, specifically the fees section. I love this because the MER system handles all the math for you. It automatically calculates your final financial obligation. It displays your base renewal fee, adds in any penalty fees if you happen to be running a bit late, and combines them into one definitive total fee. There's literally no guessing involved. You know exactly what needs to be paid, down to the cent. Section 4. Completing your mandatory declarations. This is a critical compliance milestone. All right, so by clicking the Declarations button on your application row, this questionnaire pop-up will appear. Now, I really want you to reframe how you think about this step. Don't view this as just another annoying bureaucratic hurdle. This is actually a critical compliance milestone. It's where your sole proprietorship formally affirms its strict adherence to safety, social, and regulatory standards. To make this super easy, let's distill the dense text from that pop-up into its 4 core themes. First up, you'll be asked if there were any negative impacts to your BBBE status since your last renewal. Second, you must declare any serious safety incidents or injuries on your premises. Third, there's an open question for any other voluntary disclosures your management feels they wish to make. And finally, there's a blanket acceptance stating that your answers apply to the specific licenses you're renewing. For each of these, you simply click yes or no. If you do need to provide some context, there is a text box right there for you. Once you're done, you just click the Accept button. Section 5. Uploading your required documents. Time to attach our evidence. When you click the Attach button on your application row, you're going to see this interface. You select your attachment type from the drop-down menu. For instance, you might choose Proof of Payment of License Renewal Fee. Then you just browse your computer for the file like you normally would. But wait, here is the single most important part of this entire screen, and it's clearly circled in red for you. You must remember to click that Save button at the bottom. Seriously, if you upload the file but forget to hit Save, the system won't actually attach it to your application. So click Save and you're golden. Section 6. Finalizing and submitting. Let's lock this in. We are at the finish line. Once your payments are logged, your declarations are accepted, and your files are saved, you are ready to hit that green Submit button on your dashboard. Now, this opens up a final window where you can type in any last comments if you really need to. But I really want to point out the critical confirmation pop-up that appears on the right side of the screen before the final send. It's going to ask, do you want to submit the application to MER for license renewal? And right below that question is this incredibly important, very explicit system warning. Note that once the application is submitted, it cannot be edited. This is your final checkpoint. Actually, scratch that. It's your point of no return. I strongly urge you, as a sole proprietor, to double-check your fees, review your documents one more time, and verify those declarations before making that irreversible final click on the dark blue Submit button. Remember the old saying, measure twice, cut once. And there you have it. We've covered the dashboard, the application launch, the finances, the compliance declarations, and finally, the submission. It's a highly logical, secure, and surprisingly straightforward process when you break it down step by step like we just did. So I'll leave you with this thought. Is your business ready for its next seamless MER renewal? Armed with this explainer, I have absolute confidence that you can log in today and master your administrative duties like a total pro. Keep learning, keep growing, and I will see you in our next explainer.